Hello, everyone. I am Will, and welcome back to my playthrough of Elden Ring. Um, Last we left off, we did the Jagged Peaks. Yep, we climbed the mountain. I think the first thing we encountered was it the twin dragons? Well, yeah, we climbed the mountain, found some undead beastmen. Then we came upon the Jagged Peak Drakes. Two of them engaged in combat. One of them was the boss, the other one was just kind of like a weaker version. But yeah, so we let them duke it out, and then we took on the boss, who, he's a dragon. I mean, just kind of get underneath them, pest threads. It should kill him pretty quickly. And after that, we encountered Drake Warrior Egon, who gave us his finger. Not that finger, his frilled finger, and asked us to summon him during our fight with Bayle so he can overcome his fear, or, at least finish off what he started. Like, he said, although his body is broken, his spirit remains. So he carried his finger up to the mountain. Yep. And then we continued climbing. I'm trying to remember, we found I think it's the dragons? Oops. I forget which one it is. It is the Domain of the Dragons painting. Yep. This one's up on the Jagged Peak as well. It's like in the one spot where there's no real storm that you can actually kind of see the rest of the shadow realm. Yeah. Yep. And the painter left us a dragon heart. Or rock heart. I think it's called a rock heart. Yeah, rock heart. Yeah, it's a heart of an ancient dragon. And with it, it allows us to transform into an ancient dragon man, similar to the invader and the boss. Yep. And if we used it again, it would boost the power of dragon communion incantations. So it can be very good, especially since dragon communion incantations can be very, very powerful with the communion seal and a lot of arcane. So do not discredit it. We picked up the heart, continued up the mountain, picked up a shadow tree fragment, and then we encountered ancient dragon Sinisax. Yep. Who was a lot easier than I anticipated. I did summon Ornus, but I did not expect Ornus to actually survive. I fully expected Ornus to kind of get melted by his Sinisax's lightning, but he was a trooper. He tanked it. So that allows us to get on our horse and did our best Mongol impression with our composite bow and some spears. I used a spear with the frost infused to get a frostbite, and then bow with rot arrows to rot and blood arrows to bleed. So just kind of circle around him and just kind of shoot his head when you can and the body where you can't. So, yep. And he went down, gave us an ancient dragon smithing stone and a somber ancient smithing stone. So I would say kind of worth it, but it is a frustrating fight if you do fight on foot, just because of the red lightning splash after some of his attacks. I can't really think of a good way to dodge him without using Vow the Indomitable, but anyway, that's why I was on horseback. I didn't want to bother. And after that, we continued climbing, and then we found. Well, then we made it to the peak, and where we found Bayle the Dread. Yep. Another fight where I thought I was going to be there for a little while, but instead we finished him off in about a minute. We actually one-phased him. He didn't get a chance to do phase 2. He did the transformation, but he didn't fly or anything. It's like, wow. Yeah, so we did summon Egon. He did kind of help a little bit. I think he helped in at least stance break and maybe distract Bayle for a second. But just, again, like Bayle's just another big dragon. Get underneath him, pest threads. And for him, I actually pulled out the Ancient Lightning Strike. Yeah, because when Bayle was distracted by Egon, we were behind him, and we did a full charged cast of it, and it just destroyed him. I think it did like 11,000 damage from that one strike. And then Egon came in, like, I think stance broke him. So we got another fully charged cast doing like another 10,000 or something damage, and it's like, damn. And then Bayle backed off, and then we chucked a lightning spear from the bolt of Grandsax as he transformed. That was amazing. And then with that, we got his heart. Egon was like, yeah, we finally killed him. And then went back to the priestess, picked up her heart and the gravel stone, went back to Egon's body and picked up his bell bearing and his weapon and equipment. And that was it. That's basically all we did. Climbed the mountain, beat some dragons, and picked up our rewards. Yep. Trying to think. Between episodes, I can't quite remember if I did anything. I mean, I did test out the Flowerstone Gavel's skill here, the Flower Dragon Bolt, because there is, at least from what I can tell, there was a bug with it. At least I did a quick, Google search to kind of, try to figure out the debuff amount and duration, because I couldn't quite pinpoint it in the parameters, how much it is for how long. But it came up saying, well, there's a bug with it, blah blah blah. I went and tested it out against the trolls in the mountaintops, and it does work. At least offline PvE, it does work. It does debuff the enemy's lightning negation. I think it's like 12% uncharged and about 17% when charged. So it does work. I don't know if it works in PvP, but it does work offline against PvE. So I did confirm that. And there's actually a bunch of things I found in the parameter files that are just really interesting. Like the grave birds, they're considered those that live in death. So anything with that deals extra damage to like skeletons will do extra damage against grave birds. Like Sacred Blade, Shared Order, the Helfin Steeple, not the Helfin Steeple, the Golden Epitaph, the Golden Order Greatsword. So any of those will like destroy them. Trying to think what else. Yeah, some enemies, like the wildlife, will drop the collar bloom, like the super rare like dragon crafting item. The animals will drop them at a not rare or kind of rare rate, but not impossible. And the wildlife will also drop the nectar blood burgeoning things. Let's see if I can pull them up. Where are they? Oh, here we are. These. Yeah, exceedingly rare to find. The animals will drop them in certain areas. Like I'm pretty sure the animals down in the Stone Fissure Coffin will drop these. Like right before the putrescent fight, those animals, I'm pretty sure they might drop those. I haven't tested it yet, but it does show up in the parameter files, so it's like, wow. And they also drop these. I'm not quite sure where, though. But the animals will drop them, too. So I have to confirm whether they actually do it or not, or at least pinpoint where they are. So the parameter files say the animals drop them. I'm going to go see if they actually do it. Probably on my own time again. But, so yeah. Interesting stuff to find in there. Like, another thing I found was that the Dragon Wound Grease also does increased damage to enemy type E, whatever the hell that is. I went through all the enemy parameters to see if they are checked to be type E, and none of them came up. So I don't know if there's a special effects that it gets applied later that makes them enemy E or what, but like in the parameter files, there's enemy type A, which I believe is the gravity enemies like Estelle. B is for the undead, like skeletons and the grave birds and deathrite birds. C is for ancient dragons, and D is for dragons. So apparently there's a type E, but I don't know what it is, because apparently the dragon wound grease will affect it. And it's not a mistake, because the dragon communion grease that you get in the DLC also affects type E at a greater rate. So apparently there's something in the game that it's considered type E. Maybe NPCs maybe that get tagged with it with one of their special effect parameters. I don't know. But and another thing I found was that certain banished knights are also considered dragons based on the area scaling and whatnot. I bet the banished knights with the red hood on their helmets that do like the little fire attacks, like the ones in From Azula, the ones by the Dragon Communion Cathedral in the Kaled. I bet those are the ones that are considered dragon. So I'm going to test that as well, because that's just kind of nuts. Makes a little sense because they go in part. They seem to partake in the Dragon Communion, which will eventually turn them to dragons, like magma worms. So, who are also affected by dragons, which are also classified as dragons, I should say. So, yeah, a lot of interesting things you find in the parameters if you actually look. So, yep. So anyway, I think I maybe confirmed some things between episodes, but nothing major. I didn't farm for any items or anything. So, and today we're going to approach the end game. Yep. Next stop, Rauh Ruins. All we gotta do is cross this bridge, and we'll be here. Yep. The plan for this episode is just to kind of do this first section here. The ruins can be kind of maze-like, so I will probably get turned around once or twice. There's like branching paths that converge in the same spot or everything like that. So I'm going to try to be thorough and try to get everything, but it may be a longer episode than usual. Not like an hour is already long enough, but anyway, yeah, Rauh Ruins is the plan. We'll probably stop once we get to this little area here, I mean, because there's a grace here and it'll cross the bridge, and I think that's a good stopping point if we get there. Main enemy types coming forth are just going to be shadow people, scorpions, and there is a curse blade or two. I think there's two of them actually. Those are probably going to be like the dangerous enemies, but other than them, nothing too bad. But yeah, we'll start our exploration in the ruins and our equipment for today. We got the Flowerstone Gavel +9. And I don't know if I mentioned it earlier, but the arcane scaling on the the Flowerstone Gavel will increase physical damage. I thought it didn't. I thought it only affected the skill, but no, it does affect physical damage. So all I gotta do is throw on the Outer Gods Heirloom, and we see that the additional physical damage increased. I think it's at this point I think it's like 12 damage or something. Yeah. 13 points difference. So there's another correction I needed to make. I had this on. Okay. So Flowerstone Gavel +9. We are going to make good use of the skill on this one. Because it does reduce lightning damage as well. Bow, seal, serpent crest shield, because I'm trying to remember if there's any fire enemies. I don't quite know why, but just because. No armor, because we are rocking the Dragon Priestess heart. Yep. Yeah, Dragon Priest heart. It requires us not to have any armor on when we to use it in order to transform into the Dragon Priestess. It does provide 7 damage negation across the board, all physical, all elemental. So you have some negation, but you have no poise. So, yeah. And because we have only 7 negation, I did throw on the Dragon Crest Great Shield just to kind of get at least our physical negations to a good amount. Shard of Alexander, because we could be using the weapon skill. Floss Canvas, because we are going to be using a lot of incantations. And Blue Dew, because, again, skills and incantations. Green Burst Hard Tier. Priestess's Heart, we are going to use it basically, well, not all the time, but especially during bigger fights, because this does boost Dragon Cult incantations by, I think, 20%. So it's pretty good. Grabs, Ornus, although I don't think we can summon him anywhere. Just have it on there just in case. Torrent, just for at least for this section here, mainly. And stats should be about the same. Yeah, don't have enough to upgrade any of your blessings. Yeah. Spells, it's going to be Knight's Lightning Spear, Dragon Maw, Fortisax's Lightning Spear, Lanciox's Glaive, Grail's Roar, Bow, and Heal. And I do have Rykar's Rune, but incantation setup's going to be like, Ancient Dragon Priestess. Yeah, I was just trying to fit the build here. So we'll just have fun for this episode, really. Just try this out. I don't really use transformations that much, so it's going to be kind of new for me. But having light load is definitely going to throw me off, because light load makes us roll further. Yeah. All right. Shall we get to it? Yeah, sure. I sat here and yapped on long enough. Oh, I didn't get the pool. Yep, big door. Can't open big door. Gotta open little door. Alright. Alright. Hop on Torrents. There is an enemy at the end of the bridge who will cast a Rain of Fire spell on us. I don't quite know what his aggro range is at. So right now, I'm probably just going to beeline it to him, kill him, and then backtrack through the bridge. So these bats are going to have to wait. All right. Yeah, we could probably grab this on the way down. Smithing Stone 3, huh? Yeah, we'll just grab the items as we can. Beast Liver. Beast Blood. I think it's about here where he aggroes. Yeah, there it goes. Mushrooms. Beast Bone. Somber 2. Salza's Hood and Rain of Fire. Yes. Alright. Not too bad. Just collect the items on the way down. I probably missed one or two behind pillars, but it's probably not going to be anything worth it. And I don't think there's anything on the side of the bridge either, so there's no real... Just hop Torrent, grab the items on the way down, ignore the bats, and take on Salza. Prodigious amount of cloth wrapped around it, giving it the impression of a greatly swollen head, and wearing it increases intelligence. Disciple of Elder Wego, he refused to burn down an old ruin at the risk of his own life. Disdain for barbarism it never waned, even as he burned more villages in the Scorchmoor land than any other. Sage of the Fire Knights. Somber 9. Thank you. So yeah, Rain of Fire, I haven't really tried it. I mean, I know it got buffed during one of the patches, doing like more damage or more damage per ticks or whatever. So I'll have to try it. We'll see how it goes. I might use it against Romina. We'll see. We'll see. All right. Here we go to the Rauh ruins. Ancient ruins of Rauh. I need health. Thank you. Alright. Summoning monuments. Alright. So that's the way forward. But we're actually gonna go this way first. Come out and go to the left, because there's a hippo that needs to be dealt with. Just through the trees, some boars, you know. I don't think there's anything behind here. It's just an open area. Yeah, I don't think there's anything over here. At least not this way. I think there's more if you go on the other side. All right. Bunch of deer. We're looking for. Here we go. An elevator. Oop. And an item. Spirit Calculus. Can't be any worse than AP Calc, I can say that. Not AP Calc, what am I talking about? No, I'm talking, university calculus, the real stuff. Hello, buddy. You gonna come on the elevator? That was way too soon, but thank God for tolerating retaliation. It should be a dog. Yeah, there he is. I'm not quite sure on the range. Half decent. Alright, what's around the... Whoop. Oh, it's those guys, okay. So we are going to draw them out one at a time. The one guy we hit is definitely going to aggro, so we're going to get him this way. Oh. Okay. Him. Mr. Fork. Excuse me. One at a time, one at a time. This is Dark Souls strategy. Yep. Come on. Ah. Thank you. Let's take it nice and slow. Did that fire just turn on by itself? He should be the last one, so should be okay. All right. Can I hit you from here? No. Now I can hit you. Ow. I thought I got the attack off, but nope. All right. And for our troubles... The Somber 8, yeah. That's the only thing back here that I know of. Yeah. I don't think any of these are illusory walls. I don't think there's any other items. So yeah, all that for a Somber 8, which is not worth it. Not really worth it, but you never know. Okay. Yeah, we can still use Torn if we want it, but... Alright. There he is. The last hippo in Shadows of the Erd Tree, right there. Before that, we're just gonna check up here first. Again, nice vista. There's the Gravesite Plains over there. There's a pressing pillar, Castle Ensis. There's the Cathedral of Manus Matir. Shadowkeep just on the other side of this wall. There's the Jagged Peak. Belgrat, Enter Ilum. Yep. Church of the Crusade. Yep. Beautiful, beautiful vista. Alright. Nothing else over here. Cool. So let's check out over here. Looks like we might be able to drop down from somewhere. No guard counters from that slap, huh? I wish the flower bolt had a bit more range to it. I wish it did. I mean, the range is okay. I just wish it was a bit further. But I guess all spellcasters have that same wish. I wish my spells go a bit further. Well, balance issues, people, balance. These bones. I'm pretty sure that's death. Some turtles. Yeah, it's like, yeah, there's another way down here, but let's just take a look. Oh, hey, there's the Divine Bird Warrior. So that lower section right there is actually where you get teleported to from the what's it called? I can't remember what it's called. Oh, the Imbued Sword Key that opens up the teleporter just outside of Castle Ensis on the plateau. It'll drop you off down there, I believe, or over there. I can't quite remember, but yeah, that's that lower section. So, just kind of give you an idea of where we are. Yep, that's the goal. Hopefully that's where we end up. But the longer I sit and admire the view, the longer this video is going to take. And it's worth it. People like a good vista. Alright, so let's go fight a hippo. So Stake of America. Alright. Okay, so we can summon Ornus if we want. Probably won't. Alright, shall we... Let's just fight. I think you're out of range. Yeah. Oh, we hit him. Whew, okay. Nice. Stance break. And you're done. And a shadow fragment. Love it. I think we need only one more to upgrade our blessing level. Yeah, Dragon Maul, 45 stance damage done per chomp. Do not underestimate the power of the Dragon Maul. Alright, can we? Oh, we can actually see it from here. There it is, the other dancing lion. So if you like the first fight, there's another one over here. Although he is slightly different. He does have, instead of doing, I believe, the frost phase, he does a death blight phase. Yep, you heard that, death blight. Blah. But yeah, he's gonna be the next episode, so ain't gonna fight him today. Let's see, anything down here? I don't see anything. Let's check what's over here. Probably leads to a dead end, which means we have to go back up. Nothing up here. Just a bunch of dogs. Bunch of dogs. Anything over here? Probably not. Yeah, nothing. Cool. Just Mr. Divine Bird Warrior down there. All right. Let's just go back up to the Grace. Yeah. So now instead of left, we go right. Right. And instead of going that way, we go this way. Stick to the right. I just want to see what's behind the structure. Yep, we have tanky bears, those red bears over there. Yeah. I think there's an item back here. Yep, here it is. Golden Horn Tender, we'll take it. And that's it. Cool. All right. Yeah, worth it, I think. Yeah, the Horn Tender gives us more runes, like the Pickle Foulfoot. I think it's like a bit more though. I'm not quite sure how much more, but it's more. Do I really want to fight you? Not really. Rauh. You got mauled. Up here, up here. Ah, yes, I remember this. It's a little drop down with a little item. We will actually get that, but not from here. We're not going to drop down. We're actually going to get it from a different way. Yeah, this a room with seemingly no entrance. Well, it's an illusory wall right over there. So I won't drop down here. I'll go through the ruins itself, but I will show you where the wall is. So for right now, ooh, can I not? All right, I'm gonna have to fast travel out of here. I didn't mean to do that. I thought I could get back up, but I guess not. Yeah, but you could drop down from where I was to get the item, but again, I'll rather show the other way to get to it through the ruins. Yeah, and I don't think there's anything else over here except for maybe some mushrooms and whatnot, but yeah, I don't think there's anything else. All right, let's go into the ruins. Some animals. These probably drop something. Don't remember any items in this area. If there is an item, it's probably something minor, like a low-level smithing stone or something, but I don't know. All right, here we go. The formal entrance into the ruins right here. Yes. Get a good look at the other half of the ruins. I wonder if we can, oh, there it is. Yeah, there's Romina's church over there. Oh, is he right there? I think that's a golem archer right there. Or is he up there? I don't quite remember where, but there's a golem archer on that little staircase. Yeah, drops down to the little area with the divine dancing lion. Yep. Yeah, and there is a furnace golem. The last furnace golem in the shadows of the Earth tree right there. There's another altar for the stone sheath sword. That one I think grants us the sword of light. I think that one's probably better for us, the light one instead of the dark, but I don't know. I don't plan on using it, but it's probably some more. I think there's some more blood fiends on down there as well. Yeah, and there's rot in there as well. Yeah, rot. Yes, rot. There's a rot swamp in their other half of the ruins with some kindreds of rot as well. So that's going to be fun. And that section is more of a maze than this one. This one's not so bad. It's just branching paths that converge onto a point. All right. Do not go straight. Instead, you want to go right. For one reason and one reason only. Him. That is a curse blade. I think I know there's at least two in here, but he's the first one. Yeah, he's kind of guarding that guy right there, the sparkling pot guy. So hopefully we can get a vow off. Let's maul. All right. That went a lot better than I thought. Take out our pot guy, grab our reward, which is probably... Ooh, a revered spear dash. Nice. I think we need one more to upgrade our blessing. Yeah. That curse blade. A lot better than I thought. Good idea to use maul. Let's see. Oh, actually, I'm going to change this out to the outer gods. See if I can one-shot these spirit guys. All right, we have a choice: straight or right. I think that's the way forward, or the quickest way forward anyway. So we're gonna go this way. Actually, we're gonna hop up. Wait, I think there's a third one, and actually now that I remember, now I think about it. It's number 9. Okay, all right, maybe not. Maybe I'm misremembering, but I know there's 2, so I'll say that. Let's see. Do I have enough damage now to one hit? No. All right. Okay. Never mind. That was an idea, I guess, but. Yeah, you're not sparkly, so you're gonna throw that. Cool. Yeah, we're back in the room, so again, all roads lead to Rome. So that's what makes it kind of Bayle-like, is that the branching paths, but they eventually bring you back to the same end, but you kind of get turned around in the process. So it's a good idea to use your rainbow stones if you have them. Just kind of mark paths that you came from. I'm going to put the priestess's heart here. And I'll put Ornus in the back. Stash Ornus away for now and just kind of... Alright. Free money is free. Never pass up free money. Fire Sprite Stone, see some 3 spirit guys, another pot guy that not sparkling, so he will throw the pot at us. Pretty sure this is death. Yeah, death. Okay. I was gonna say it's another way to drop down, but no, it's not. It's death. So always swing your weapon, roll into walls you think might be illusionary, just to check. Like this one, maybe. Nope. I know of the one that leads to that one room that we saw earlier. But all right. Through the big doors that we can actually open. Yeah, it's gonna be a long episode. I really want to get this done. Hey, scorpions. You don't see me, you don't see me. Yeah, not having poise kind of sucks. Okay, So Grail's Roar didn't do as much damage as I thought it would. Ooh, one of them kindly dropped a liver. Very hard to come by, apparently. Yeah, okay. There's a scorpion, but look up. Hey, there's like 2 more. I think you aggro, yeah. Check out the hearts. That gives us a buff. And that. Phew. Alright. It's all the little scorpions. Shadow Rune 5. Free money is free. Alright, and here we go. You might be able to notice a difference in this wall. So here's this wall here. No, pretty basic. And here's this wall. Well, what do you notice that's different? If you said the little sides of it, yeah, it's a different color. You also have a guy here is kind of like a, well, he was praying, so. All right, fine. Yep. And here we are. This was the item that we saw up there that we could have dropped down to, but Bondstone and the Antiquated Scholars Cookbook number 2. Is there anything behind it? I don't remember. No, just some mushrooms. Alright. The cookbook gives us Sprite Stone. And the Bondstone. Large burrstone studded with a perfectly white gem, said to be the polished form of a special kind of crystal. A ritual implement made to control explosions of spiritual power, used to cause a spiritual explosion, consuming the sprite dwelling within Sprite Stone. The bonds with the sprites were made to be broken. Ouch. Can I actually craft one? I can craft a pot, that's for sure. It's probably in here. There it is. Sprite Stone requires Rauh Burrow, Spirit Calculus, and Beast Horns. According to the records left by Hornsense scholars, there were also contrivances known as Bondstones that could manipulate the moment the sprite vanishes. The Sprite Stone, you throw it out, it's a slow moving projectile, and then you use the Bondstone to kind of trigger an explosion after like a second or two. Yep. Probably won't be using it, but let's make one. Let's just see what happens. I'm curious. I never actually used it, so. Cool. I think it exploded on its own as well. Alright. Oh, we can actually use this. We'll try that. Bless you, cat. Sorry if you heard him. Little sneezy fit. You okay, cat? Alright, I think he's okay. Alright. It's just the bottom of that little pillar. Yeah, we threw the stone down and it was like, nope, you die. that doorway, but let's see what's over here. Let's make sure there's no curse blades or anything. Three spirit calculus. Sure. And just clear them out. Alright, we want to go through the door or through the little... Let's see what's through here. Again, all these branching paths will eventually lead to the same place, so just pick whichever path you want to go. Oh, hello. We got some spider scorpions, eh? Alright. Then behind us, cool. I don't want you, I want you. No, not you. I want you. Let's see if we can free aim it. Nope, don't work. Oh. Alright, good, you're dead. And he gave us the liver, thank you. Yeah, didn't quite work out the way I wanted to. I was afraid this guy was going to aggro as well, so we got lucky. Alright. Oh, this room. Yes, I know this room. There he is. Curse Blade number 2. Yeah, so it's got to keep an eye out. In fact, we'll mark the spot with the rainbow stone and come back. Grab this item. Summer 6, thank you. And we'll go back this way. So, hopefully I don't die between now and then, so we can actually see where this leads us. But again, all these branching paths will eventually lead us back to the same spot. So don't worry if you kind of get confused where you are. Just backtrack to where you know you are, or a familiar place, and then go from there. Again, FromSoft likes to use light to indicate paths, or the desired path, or whatever. So, if you're not sure where to go, look for a path with torches or sconces or an item in front of it. Almost forgot about you. Right. Okay. Yep, there's actually a lever in case you can't come from this side. Mm-hmm. That did a lot of damage. Ooh, got some snails. I wonder if these guys drop calculus. Maybe. Although I think the item did say it would drop from horned beasts. Alright. Just trying to see if there's any other passages. Nope. Alright. Hop on torrents. Let's see where this goes. Alright. So we go behind us, forward. Let's go forward. Oh, hello. Yeah, not having poise is not nice. missed my poise. Alright. Man flies, yep. Bam. This is Shadow Rune 6. Free money is free. Alright, so let's hop up. I think this takes us to the Scorpion, yeah. I think just dropping down only gets us a red flesh mushroom. Red flesh, yep. Okay. I like to be off torrent in this little area, just so I can respawn faster. Okay. There's the cursed blade that we saw earlier. Ooh, another fragment. It's number 3. I think we have enough to upgrade. I think, maybe. This guy is going to be a little bit of a problem. Because we can't get up behind him like the other one. I might just have to roar him off the thing. And then hopefully, and hope for the best. But anyway. As long as we don't get in front of him, he shouldn't see us anyway. As long as we don't make too much noise. But here we are. Here's the rainbow stone from earlier. Yep. Just to give you an idea of where we are. There's more stuff back there. Yeah, praying to a goddess. We'll get that item after this guy. Let's go this way. I believe he's the last one, so we're actually going to drink our physic. I'm pretty sure the priestess heart is a body buff, so it'll override the crab. Missed. I lost track of him. All right. He turns around. Without poise, I can't, tank hits, so. Yeah, this guy's giving me more trouble than the other guy. Ow. Yeah, we're gonna die here. Nope. Ooh. Alright. Dragon Maw. Ow. What was that for? I feel better. Oh, yeah, okay. Dragon Ball, probably not the best against Curse Blades just because they like to hop around too much. Huh. So, live and learn. But the Grail's Roar at the start was a good idea. I lost track of them in the dark here. Cutting it close. Cutting it close. Throwing daggers. So, yeah, but with him gone, it's much safer now. Though it is really dark. Oop. Item. Yep, there's our destination. All right. Let's see, where do I want to go? That's the way we came, so we're gonna go this way. Wait, really? Okay, it's not very far. Boys, I miss you. Glass shard. Okay. It's just a little. Okay. Yeah, let's go this way. See what this is all about. Spider scorpions. There's at least one. Are you a big tanky one? Oh, took too long. There's another one. Caught him on the way down. Okay, gonna leave you there for a second. Leave that item there for a second. What's out here? Don't quite remember this little section. Oh. Gave me a little fright there, a little rabbit. Oh. Okay, so over there is where the hippo was. This is that little section above. Okay. There may not be anything up here. Mushrooms, probably crafting items. Ooh, more blood fiends. All right, blood fiend, where are you? Okay. It's just you? Really, it was just you, huh? No other items or anything, just blood fiends. Okay. Not worth coming out here, I guess. Yeah, you would expect it to be at least maybe like a corpse with maybe like a rune or something, but nope. Not even that, huh? I'll take the broken rune, but okay. Nothing out here. Alright, back inside. Do gems, thank you. Alright. Is it only you, though? That's the question. If it's only you, we should be able to do this. I think you're a tanky one. Look out of range. Yeah, tanky one. But Dragon Ball to the face, and it kills him every time. Ooh, 3 livers. Spider, Scorpion, Ash. Probably won't be using them, but sliver meats, yeah. Because the Ash only summons the little scorpions, not the big one. I think it only summons 1, too. And only 1 scorpion, which is really... It should summon like 2 or 3 of the small ones, or like 1 of the big ones, but not even that. There's some more. Stuck in the wall. No longer stuck in a wall. Okay. And it just leads us back to this little area. So it's a closed section over here. Alright. So we'll go... we came from over there. There's nothing on the wall over there. Did that. Okay. We'll actually hop through this little tunnel here. This should get us back to the where the manflies were. Yeah, this is where the snails were. There's a spirit spring that takes us down. Yep. That was the way we went. So we'll go this way. Left or right? I think that's the way forward. So we're going to go this way. Bam. Right. Before going up the tree, let's check what's underneath it. Some more manflies high off their... Excuse me, gentlemen. Alright, there should be another manfly up here. So I remember there being one. Yep, there he is. Blends it into the ceiling. Now we can get the Fine Crucible Feather Talisman, which I believe increases, backstep. I want to say it provides iframes to backsteps, or it gives backsteps more iframes. I can't quite remember which one it was. Yeah. Talisman fashioned from the thin feathers that embody the aspect of various creatures, said to have grown on the human body long ago. Improves back to step, and it increases damage taken to all times. Yeah, it used to be very good, but I think they shortened the iframe duration that you get from it. The Hornsen view the crucible as sacred for the refinement wrought through its evolutionary gifts, most prominently their tangled horns. Yeah, this breed of scorpion was native to the realm of shadow, but was far smaller in size. Recent giant scorpions are said to trace back to the Church of the Bud. Yep. I think at least the avatar of the Rauh is a scorpion. So, I think anyway. I think one of the weapons, the scorpion stinger, I think it's called. I don't know. It's a little dagger. It has a scorpion's tail as its blade. I think you get it in the Lake of Rauh. I think it mentions the scorpion being like. Something. It's something about scorpions. Right. Go away. Goodbye. Some more man flies up there. I think I see any more down here. Come on. Thank you. Yes, we love, short-ranged, instant grabs kind of thing. Yeah. Whatever. Realm Rune 7. Thank you. Free money is free. Alright. Oops. Alright. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else up there, so. Yeah, I don't see no item tail, so I don't think there's anything up there. Just trying to get my health back. That's why I like Rykar's Rune. Kill little trash, animals, mobs, whatever, and you get your health back. Alright, Stake of America. Because we have a Crucible Knight. I think it's Crucible Knight Devonia. I think it's what her name is. Yeah, it wields a gray hammer. I'm not 100%, but I'm pretty sure she can't be parried. I've tried a few times and I haven't done it. So either I'm terrible at parrying her or she can't be parried. I wouldn't be surprised if she couldn't. Yeah. You don't have to fight her. You can actually sneak around her through the little runes over here. But we'll fight her. Oh, I don't have a flask. This might be difficult. All right. We should be able to get an opening volley off of her on her. So let's try and do that. Sneak up a little bit. And have her AI not know what to do. Okay. Devonia's hammer and crucible horn helmet. Crucible hammer helmet. Huh. I can't speak. So, yeah. That was easy. Yeah, I think her AI had her, the approach menacingly instead of actually, running at us, but well. We'll take it. I don't care. Easy fight. We'll take it. Yeah. Your hammer. Yep. Weapon forged of primordial gold, marked by its reddish hue and inhabited by ancient holiness. A torrent of life is engraved upon the striking face. Yep. Crucible violently spin the hammer around and slam the ground, causing a shockwave. The skill will be charged and increase power. Similar to Dorvis's hammer. I can't pronounce it. I don't know why. Dorvis's hammer. Or not hammer, sword. Helm worn by Devonia, longest serving of the Crucible Knights. Holds power to Crucible. It said Devonia quested in search of the Crucible's origin and departed from the lands of the Erdtree alone. Alright. Interesting. She does have a unique aspect of the Crucible. Her lower body will transform into a six-legged horse? Something? It'll transform into something, and then she'll hop around to do like little splash damage. So, yeah, it's not that hard to dodge, but she does chain it up to about like 4 or 5 times. So, interesting aspect of the Crucible that we don't get to use, sadly. A little campsite and Ash of War Dryleaf Whirlwind. I thought you got that on his other footwork. Yeah, I thought that was on the footwork. Wow. Yeah, it's a hand-to-hand. Yeah, usable hand-to-hand weapons. Yeah. Kind of like a cyclone kick, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, rise into the air with a series of spinning kicks before crashing down with one final strike. Yeah, and by its kicking attacks with energy, increasing their range. Yeah. Although it's questionable whether it's better than the palm strike, I do like it. I do like it more. The thing with palm strike is that it gives you a ton of extra poise. So you can sit there, charge it up, and not get knocked out of it. Like, I think you literally can't get knocked out of it without some of the biggest attacks in the game. It's wow. And the hit damage on Palm Strike is also really good. But I like Whirlwind. I mean, is it Whirlwind? Yeah, Dryleaf Whirlwind. I like that one better. Personally, anyway. Just personal preference. But anyway. Cross-map message. We found the sealing tree just ahead, but if we are to burn it, we need the proper kindling, that of Sir Mesmer. Basically tell you that if you want to get to the last zone, you got to get Mesmer. Shadow Tree Fragment. Touch Cross. I abandoned here the last of my flesh. Of the last. Here the last of the flesh of my body. I don't know why I can't do words. So that should be the last cross before we get into the inner Ilum. Message from Lita. Dane passed on a message. The sealing tree is in the ancient ruins of Rauh. It lies beyond the high bridge leading from the first floor of the storehouse. I will join you there once I have finished the task at hand. Well, yeah, this one seems out of place. I don't know why it's here. It seems like something you would get in the storehouse somewhere. I don't know. It seems out of place. I mean, there's an enemy nearby? You were an enemy? Okay. But touch grace, and with that, we'll call it an episode. Yep. Went on a bit longer than I thought, but we got it done. I'm pretty sure we got everything as well, which is nice. Yep. Finally began our exploration of the Rauh ruins. Yep. Or the ancient ruins of Rauh. I don't quite know how you pronounce it, but I'm just going to call it Rauh from now on. Rauh. Probably interchange between them, but anyway, we get first. Yep. Yeah, first thing we did was we crossed the Great Bridge from the Specimen Storehouse into the ancient ruins. Yeah. Basically, we just hopped on Torrent, ran past all the bats on the bridge, grabbed the items along the way, and then we found Salza, Sage of the Fire Knights. Yeah, beat him pretty badly too. I think we just did a Dragon Maul and then a charged R2, stance broke, riposte, and I think we smashed him once more. But he dropped for us his hood and his Rain of Fire incantation, which I might use. I don't know. We'll see. It's an interesting incantation. I'm not quite sure how good it'll be, but I'll give it a try. Who knows? I mean, the enemies in the next zone are going to be weak to fire. There's Kindreds of Rot, which are weak to fire. Romina is weak to fire. Well, she's not really weak, but she doesn't resist it either. So, fire is a good bet against her. So, you might use it. Yep. And after Zalza, we finally got into the actual ruins proper. Yeah, first order of business was to find the last hippo. Yep, which we did. Yeah. So now the hippos are no more, but we got a Scadu tree fragment. Yeah. There's some blood fiends in the surrounding area. Nothing too bad. Then after that, we made it inside. Yep. And the first enemy we kind of fought inside was a curse blade. It's a nice little trap. And you get to the entrance. Up ahead, you see one of those jar guys with the sparkling pots, and you're like, ooh, goody. You run towards them, and then you get ambushed by a curse blade. Yeah. That's a good way to start the ruins. But yeah, the first one, not too bad. I think we Dragon Mauled him off his little perch, forced Axis Lightning Spear to rain down on him. I think we stance broke him, and then we riposted him. So he wasn't too bad. Yep. And after that, we just kind of ran around the ruins. Yep. Just a bunch of shadow people, some spider scorpions. I think there's some snails. Picked up another. Well, the Revered Spirit Ash was from the first pot guy. Picked up a Shadow Tree Blessing from another one. Another pot guy had Spirit Calculus for some reason. Found an Illusory Wall, which had the Bond Stone and the Cookbook. Yep. Which gives us I think the Sprite Stone consumable, which I probably won't be using because I don't care. But it has uses, but it's not for me. Trying to think what else we found. Excuse me. Some more pot guys. One of them had a tree fragment. I think I already said that. Found the other cursed blade, who gave us a lot more trouble because we couldn't sneak up on him. Nope, we had to knock him down from his perch. Tried to use Dragon Maul, but missed like twice. Dragon Maul is powerful, but it does not turn very well. So he gave us trouble, but we did beat him. So he didn't kill us. He came close, but he didn't kill us. So picked up the Scorpion Spirit Ash. Trying to think what else we got. Some Man Flies, the Crucible, Wing Talisman, I think it's called. Feather Talisman, yep. Won't be using it because I don't care for anything that hits our damage negation, so it's gonna sit in the back pocket. And then we found Crucible Knight Devonia. Yep. She was out on a pilgrimage to find the origins of the Crucible, and she ended up here. I think she might have found it, but she couldn't get to it because it was lying in shadow. So I believe the origin is in the Divine Gateway inside Inner Ilum. So is as far as she got. Sad. You see the goal at the end, but you can't get to it. Yeah, it sucks. We beat her pretty easily. Her AI was not working, apparently, but a free fight. We'll take it. I ain't gonna complain. Got her hammer, her helmet. Picked up the Dryleaf Whirlwind, which I do like. I might be using it next episode. We'll see. I do have a plan, but I'm not quite sure how well it's going to play out. So, yep. And then we found the last Cross Nicola here in the ruins. Yep. And another Shadow Tree fragment. So, I think we have enough to upgrade. Let me see. I think we need one more Spirit Ash to upgrade the Blessing. I think we need another. Well, I think we have enough to upgrade our Tree Fragment or Shadow Tree Blessing, which will put us at Blessing 18. Okay, so I think we have enough for our Shadow Tree Blessing, but not for our Spirit Blessing. I think we need one more. So. But anyway, and that was it. Yep. Yeah, that was it. Good. Approaching the end. Just got this other section here, Inner Ilum, and then the final bosses. Yep. I think we only have Ramina. I'll say the Letta fight, but I don't really consider that a boss. It's more of a melee fight. But no, not a yes, melee fight with swords and shields, but I'm talking like like a brawl. It's a brawl. So Ramina, the Letta brawl, Consort Radon, and then back to Radagon and Elder Beast. Yep, that's it. Those are the only last major fights left. So we might finish this playthrough in 3 or 4 episodes. Wow, getting near the end. Man, but oh yeah, I forgot about him, Mr. Divine Dancing Lion over there. I forgot about him. All right, so yep, and yep, that was it. Yep. Next episode will be the other half of the ruins here. There's the Furnace Golem across the way. There's gonna be some more Blood Fiends, as well as some Blood Fiend Chiefs. Kindreds of Rot, the pests guys. There should be a Hornsent invasion because we did summon him for Mesmer, so he becomes an invader in this little section of the ruins. There's some Horned Warriors. They might be Divine Warriors. I'm not quite sure. Divine Bird Warriors. There's a Guardian Golem and Archer Golem in here somewhere. I think he's on the steps here. I'm not quite sure where though, but I think he's on the steps. The Divine Dancing Lion, which you probably can cheese from up here. So we'll see if we can do that. Pests. There's the sword. Oh, you can actually see it. There it is. The stone sheath sword altar right there. Yep. Which allow us to transform into the Sword of Light. So we'll probably take that one instead of the darkness. And then we have Romina. Yep. Saint of the Bud. We could summon Dane for that fight, though I'm not quite sure if I want to or I will, but we'll decide once we get there. Yeah. Still a lot of things to go, and this other section is more maze-like than this one. So I'm definitely going to get turned around maybe once or twice, but I hope to gather as much as I can, or I will try to gather everything, but we'll see. Yep, and then after that we'll go to Inner Ilum, and then the end. Oh man. But yeah, anyway, that's all for another episode, and I thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time.